This podcast is sponsored by valleygivesback.org. What will you be remembered for? Name a Valley nonprofit in your estate plan and create a legacy that tells future generations what mattered to you. Making a gift that costs nothing during your lifetime is easy and revocable if things change. With a planned gift, you have the power to impact the Valley forever without affecting your current lifestyle. Your action inspires others to make a difference in their own way. Remember the Valley. Ask your accountant, financial planner, or attorney about planned giving options. Plan now. Give later. Impact tomorrow. Learn more at valleygivesback.org.
For hundreds of years we've brought you the news. Printed the info, we gave you the clues. Owners' profits were always sky high. Changing market now threatens our lives. Post-literation, critical reading, dumbed down nation, signs of inbreeding, TV sucking ideas from our head, public discourse just about dead. We'll ride the dinosaur. Yeah, ride the dinosaur.
Hi, I'm Eugene Driscoll. Welcome to Navel Gazing, the Valley Indy's weekly podcast. Valley Indy is a local news website covering Ansonia and Derby in the lower Naugatuck Valley. Right now, I am talking to you from my basement. I was just playing a little Friday the 13th video game. It's a Sunday before President's Day. A lot of children have off, including my children, Jack and Emma. That's Emma is 5 years old in kindergarten. Jack's a third grader, but Emma has the flu. My wife took her to urgent care last night, and she tested positive. She's been very sick. Her fever's finally come down a little bit. She's feeling better, but I've got my hands full this week, and I just say that if people could sort of lower their expectations for my story output this week, I'd greatly appreciate it, because the doctors told us she cannot return to school till Thursday, and that means I am most likely going to be home with her every day this week, trying to take care of her while trying to conduct some interviews and do some Valley Indy work. The joys of being a parent. On Friday, I went to, speaking of parents, hey, this is actually an okay segue. On Friday, I went to a swearing-in ceremony for a new acting police chief, Andrew Cota of Ansonia. He is taking the place of retiring police chief Kevin Hale, who I believe was an officer in Ansonia for 29 years. Friday was his last day, and Andrew Cota's first day as interim chief. He was sworn in front of about 50 people in Ansonia City Hall, the Aldermanic Chambers up there. And like many police officers, his father was in law enforcement as well as an uncle. So his father, Andrew, was police chief in 13 years in the city of Derby. So what this podcast is, you're going to hear the audio of the swearing-in ceremony. First, you'll hear Mayor David Cassetti talk. Then we have, I believe after that, is Andrew Cota, the father, the retired police chief. And then the new interim chief himself gets up and speaks. Now, he's interim because they haven't, I guess what has to happen in Ansonia, from what I was told, the police commission has to conduct interviews, recommend a candidate to the Board of Aldermen. Mayor Cassetti said they'll most likely give him 2 to 3 names, and then the alderman and the mayor will vote on who is going to be the permanent replacement. I think it's safe to say Lieutenant Cota, now or acting Chief Cota, is the front runner to become the permanent chief, from what I've been told, because he's been in the department a long time, and he's had administrative. He held the administrative position as lieutenant, I think, for 17 years.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome soon-to-be acting Chief Andrew L. Cota III, Chairman Heon, members of the Ansonia Police Commission, members of the Ansonia Police Department, Arms, Fire, City Departments, members of the Board of Aldermen, friends, family, and everyone gathered here today. Before we begin this ceremony, I ask that you take a moment to reflect and pray for the family of Alderman Frank DeLibero, who passed away Wednesday evening. He will be missed, and it would be, and we would have to be here this morning for the historic occasion. Please pause for a moment of silence for Frank. Today, we are swearing in Lieutenant Andrew L. Cota III as our acting police chief for the Ansonia Police Department. It is a momentous occasion for Andy and all those gathered here. Chairman Heon and members of the Police Commission, as well as myself, think very highly of you and have recommended that you be sworn in as the acting chief. We are all very proud of you, and we know that you are already hitting the ground running. Maybe not an ideal analogy of a member in law enforcement. Seriously, those of us who know you well know that you tackle every job with enthusiasm and professionalism. You are always prepared for anything that comes your way. You have been raised with a strong work ethic, an attention for detail and dedication to your job and to the residents of this great city. My family has a long history with the Ansonia Police Department, and I'm sure you have heard me speak about my father, Salvatore, who was a member of the Ansonia Police Department for 15 years. I remember the respect and admiration I had for him and the oath he took. Having been a member of the Ansonia Police Commission myself for 10 years, I truly appreciate the job law enforcement does and the challenges they face. Acting Chief Cota was born and raised in Derby. He moved to Ansonia in 1993. He is married to Denise Cota, and together they have two sons, Andrew L. Cota IV, who is 24, and Daniel, who is 21. Congratulations to all of you. How proud you must be of your husband and father. Many of you may know that Andy's entire career has been in law enforcement, moving up through the ranks of officer to sergeant in September of '95, then to lieutenant in April of 2011. And now he will be acting chief in February of 2019, replacing retired Chief Kevin Hale. In 2010, he was selected to attend the FBI Academy for Management and Leadership Training. He credits the successful completion of this training there for helping to prepare him for the management roles in the Ansonia Police Department. Blue blood runs in his family. His dad, Andy Cota Jr., was the police chief for 13 years in Derby. He retired after serving 34 years in the department. And he also has an uncle, Alan Cota, who is also in law enforcement as well. You have been an asset to the department and to the residents of Ansonia. Your professionalism and dedication has brought you here today. You are truly deserving of your new role, and I look forward to our continued strong relationship with you and the department. With that, I am honored to swear in our new acting chief of police, Andrew Cota III. Andrew, if you please come up here. Please raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear that you will faithfully discharge according to laws your duties as acting police chief of the Ansonia Police Department for the best of your ability, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations, Andy.
Stabbing in this.
Yeah, I did.
It'd be a miracle.
Give him a good one.
That tie on, squared away.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much, Mayor. So thank you, commissioners, officers, family members, and everything. I think that the main thing that we consider is how proud we can be of our family. And I'm so proud of my son that I can't even express how much I'm proud of him. But we live by one rule. I live by it in Ansonia. He lives by it, in Derby. He lives by it in Ansonia. When you're a police officer, you do one thing. Number one rule, you treat everybody in your community like they're your family. And as long as we live by that number one rule, I think that we'll always be successful. And I'm very proud of him, and I'm very proud of my family for the accomplishments that they've done in their lives too. Thank you.
short and sweet. I was going to prepare something, but I figured sometimes the situation changes. First off, Chief Kevin Hale, thank you for your service to the police department for 29 years. Your leadership brought us to this point. I hope that I can continue with that in the same direction, continue to keep this department on the straight and narrow and do what we're supposed to do, is protect the community we all work for. Again, it's 29 years just yesterday, so that's an accomplishment in itself. That's a long time. Wayne Williams also just celebrated 29 years with the police department. First, thank the mayor, the police commission for showing your support to me and selecting me in the acting position at this point. I will do my job to the best of my ability at all times, with all consideration for the community. Every time, every decision that's made for the good of the community and the police department. I want to thank my family. They've been around every promotion. Sergeant, lieutenant, now acting chief. I'm honored. I promise you that I'm going to do the best I can for this police department. I will continue, and we'll work together as a team here to make Ansonia a safe place to live and a safe place for our officers to work in. Again, I appreciate it. If I missed you, I apologize. Aldermen, friends, family, officers, thank you once again in giving me this honor at this point.